Animosity between India and Pakistan is one of the most prolonged and contentious rivalries in modern history. The two countries have a shared history, geography, and cultural heritage, but they have also experienced decades of political, military, and social conflict. The roots of this conflict can be traced back to the partition of British India in 1947, which led to the creation of two separate countries, India and Pakistan. This article explores the historical, political, and cultural factors that contribute to the ongoing hostility between these two nations. This is Slant News TV. Please subscribe it. Historical context: the partition of India in 1947 was a traumatic event in the subcontinent's history, resulting in one of the largest forced migrations in human history. The British colonial rulers, under pressure from Indian nationalist movements, decided to divide the country along religious lines, creating a Muslim-majority Pakistan and a Hindu-majority India. The partition was accompanied by widespread violence and bloodshed, with communal riots erupting across the region, resulting in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. The partition of India had far-reaching consequences for the newly created countries, setting the stage for decades of conflict between India and Pakistan. One of the most significant issues was the division of the province of Punjab, which was split almost evenly between India and Pakistan. This led to the displacement of millions of people, with Hindus and Sikhs moving to India and Muslims migrating to Pakistan. The partition also created a legacy of bitterness and distrust between the two countries, as each blamed the other for the violence and displacement that followed. This resentment has been perpetuated through generations, fueling a sense of nationalism and hostility towards the other side. Kashmir dispute: the Kashmir dispute is perhaps the most significant source of tension between India and Pakistan. The region of Kashmir, located in the northern part of the subcontinent, has been a flashpoint for conflict since the 1940s. The region's population is predominantly Muslim, but it is also home to significant Hindu and Sikh minorities. At the time of partition, Kashmir was a princely state ruled by a Hindu monarch, who opted to remain independent rather than join either India or Pakistan. However, in 1947, a Pakistani-backed insurgency broke out in the region, prompting the Maharaja to accede to India. Pakistan rejected this accession, claiming that Kashmir was rightfully part of Pakistan due to its Muslim-majority population. The dispute over Kashmir has led to several wars and military conflicts between India and Pakistan, with both sides accusing the other of violating ceasefires and sponsoring terrorism. India controls the majority of Kashmir, while Pakistan controls a smaller portion. The dispute remains unresolved, with both countries claiming sovereignty over the entire region. The ongoing conflict in Kashmir has contributed to a sense of insecurity and hostility between India and Pakistan. The issue remains a source of national pride and identity for both countries, making it difficult to find a peaceful resolution to the dispute. Nuclear arms race: another factor that contributes to the hostility between India and Pakistan is the ongoing nuclear arms race. Both countries possess nuclear weapons and have engaged in a series of nuclear tests over the years, with India conducting its first test in 1974 and Pakistan following suit in 1998. The nuclear arms race has added a dangerous element to the already tense relationship between India and Pakistan. The two countries have come close to nuclear war on several occasions, most notably during the Kargil War in 1999. The threat of a nuclear conflict between the two countries remains a real concern, with both sides adopting a posture of deterrence. Cultural differences: the cultural differences between India and Pakistan also contribute to the animosity between the two countries. Despite sharing a common history and language, the two countries have developed distinct national identities that often clash. India is predominantly Hindu, with a rich and diverse cultural heritage that includes music, dance, art, and literature. Pakistan, on the other hand, is predominantly Muslim, with a strong Islamic identity that influences its culture and society. This has led to a sense of cultural superiority and identity that can exacerbate tensions between the two countries. In recent years, there have been several instances of cultural tensions between India and Pakistan. For example, Indian films and television shows have been banned in Pakistan, and Pakistani artists have faced hostility from some sections of Indian society. These cultural differences highlight the challenges of finding common ground between the two countries. Political and economic rivalry: The political and economic rivalry between India and Pakistan has also contributed to the hostility between the two countries. India is the dominant power in the region, with a much larger economy and military than Pakistan. This has led to a sense of resentment and insecurity on the part of Pakistan, which sees India as a threat to its national security and regional influence. Pakistan has attempted to counter India's dominance by developing close ties with China, which has emerged as a major economic and military power in recent years. This has led to a complex web of alliances and rivalries in the region, with India and Pakistan vying for influence in the broader South Asian region. The political and economic rivalry between India and Pakistan has also led to a series of trade disputes and border conflicts. The two countries have engaged in a series of tit-for-tat measures, including trade restrictions and military deployments along the border. This has further exacerbated tensions between the two countries, making it difficult to find a path towards reconciliation. Conclusion: the animosity between India and Pakistan is a complex and multifaceted issue that is rooted in historical, political, cultural, and economic factors. The legacy of the partition of India, the Kashmir dispute, the nuclear arms race, and cultural differences all contribute to the ongoing hostility between the two countries. Despite these challenges, there have been efforts to improve relations between India and Pakistan. In recent years, there have been several attempts to restart diplomatic talks and reduce tensions along the border. However, these efforts have often been stymied by political and economic rivalries, making it difficult to find a lasting solution to the conflict. The future of the relationship between India and Pakistan remains uncertain. However, it is clear that any progress towards peace and reconciliation will require a willingness to address the underlying issues that contribute to the hostility between the two countries. Only through sustained dialogue, cooperation, and understanding can the two countries hope to overcome their differences and build a more stable and peaceful future.